Greetings everyone, this is Well from the North, bringing you another 9th Age battle report. It's still 0.9.1, at least from a Woodle standard. Different books have different editions nowadays, but I'm going after the Woodle book as I always do. And I'm here with a friend from my gaming group.
What's up, guys? This is Valle.
Yep, he's the one playing Woodles, the one with the Forest Spirit list that I've made a battle report of before. So he's a Woodle Padawan here in this group. But this game I'm up against demons. Daemon Legions, as they're called now. It's a 2,500 point game. Still battle line. I've been trying to get people to play like the deployments they have in the 9th Age, but so far no. Everyone just wants to try out different units and don't care so much about the deployment and stuff like that. So over to have a decent detailed view of all the characters with their equipment. With 9th Age, that could be pretty nice to actually see with all the new magic items and stuff. As for the units, nah, they're still if you look at the armor books, you can see everything they have except for magic banner. So I'm just doing the characters. So over to my characters. I have a Forest Prince. Or Forest Prince, is it called Forest Prince? I think so. Shapeshifter Kindred, the Bow of the Forest, Helm of the Wild Hunt, Divine Icon, and then I do not know what the new Dragonbane game is called, but so I just wrote Dragonbane. That's one farthest to the left. So basically that's the old Machine Gun Noble, except that I have poison attacks. I took the Fey arrows with poison instead of no armor saves as it was back in the days. This is basically a monster killer. I mean, he has, I think it's 7 shots. Let's see, he has 4 attacks, 5 attacks with the Kindred, 6 attacks with the Helm, and the bow is attacks +1. Yeah, 7 shots every turn with poison on ballistic skill, 9? So pretty nice. And with Divine Icon, whole attacks, perfect against demons. I did not know I was going to play demons, so I did not tailor my list. It was just lucky. And besides that, I even forgot I had the Divine Icon this game, so never mind. Then I had Captain Beastby with Hail Shot and the Beastbane Halberd, and of course the King of the Forest Guardian, giving him a 3-up save, I believe. Yeah, King with 5+ in it, 4+ for light armor, and then a shield, so 3+. And then with Beastbane Halberd, it's still strength 5, and with multiple wounds 2 against everything above infantry, more or less. Then I have a Matriarch, Lord of the Wilderness, with aspect of the Toxic Pollen, so that my Dryads get a shooting attack. I wanted a +1 strength, but it's still 70 points, I didn't have points for it. I then have a High Enchantress, Lore of Life, with the Ancient Brooch and the Spell Scroll. 3-up ward save against everything that's not magical. It's more than enough to keep her alive. From my experience when I played old Wood Elves with the Stone of the Crystal Mare, which is the same item, usually it's enough. If your Spellweaver takes damage, you've done something wrong. At least with this setup. So over to my opponent. He has a Incarnate of Death, which is the new Bloodthirster. He has the Warp Shield. I do not know what that does. Soul Harvest. I suppose that's the one where he regains a wound. And then Neverending Fury. I do not know what that is. He then has in the middle Harbinger of Wrath. So it's a Herald. Bloodletter Herald with innate defense. It's a Beast Bee and also has Neverending Fury. And then he has a naked Harbinger of Wrath next to that. So over to deployment. I deployed first. I deployed everything, I believe. So I have this list I'm trying out once again. No Glade Guards, since in my opinion, they're not underpowered, that's the wrong word, but they're not as good as other options in the list. So I'm trying out a Wooded List without any shooting in core, except for some Dryads, but you'll see that. So I have 3 Warhawks because Warhawks are awesome. I have 5 Sisters, totally naked, 100 points. Unit of 11 Dryads together with the Matriarch. So those have shooting attacks and a level 2 Wizard. Behind them, a unit of Sentinels, I believe it's 9 or 8 even, which is the bunker for my high level Wizard. A unit of 33, I believe, or 34 Eternal Guards with init defense and shield. So they're on a 4-up save together with the Captain Beast Beast. So as long as he's alive, they're stubborn, and with 4-up save, that's pretty nice. Behind them, the one with the horns, that's the Shapeshifter Lord. And unit of 6 War Dancers with Champion, unit of 8 Dryads just to fill out core, another unit of 5 Sisters, see it more clearly here, and unit of 5 Wild Riders. And over to my opponent, he has the Incarnate of Death, or whatever, Bloodthirster shenanigans. He has the Skill Cannon on the hill, and it's actually the cannon, not the flamethrower. Those 5 Bloodletter models are actually Furies. Behind them, I think it's 8 Warhounds. Where's the picture here? I need to apologize for the pictures. The lighting in the basement where I played. Some lamps have gone off, so the lighting is really bad, so the pictures turn out really bad, so I apologize about that. Unit of 6 Blood Crushers. I do not know the new name. With full command. Big Bloodletters. A Blood Throne, I believe it's called. So it's something new that can give like everyone frenzy or something stupid like this. I think it's called Blood Throne. A small unit of Bloodletters and 5 Furies. So Vanguard. What I'm thinking before match is that I need to get close with Sister so they can shoot out the cannon and focus fire on the Blood Crushers more or less, because I do not think I can wound the stupid Incarnate of Death. So I'm in the beginning of the game I did not actually know what to do, so I just Vanguard up pretty defensively. Except for here, because here I know what I'm gonna kill. I'm gonna go after that Blood Throne. I think it's like 4 wounds. I don't know if it's toughness 6 or 5, but I have poison attacks on poison shots on the Warhawks as well. I just need to get it down. So if it gets frenzy on the Bloodletters, just gonna kill everything I have in close combat more or less. And since I deployed first and wanted to go first, I got to go first. So I move up with Sisters pretty aggressively, so they're 12 inch from the cannon. I'm not fearing any charge from Bloodletter. I'm hoping he will charge with the cannon, because I do not think he will kill them all, and then I can just keeping out of shooting. I don't know what he would shoot at, but still, I need to bring the cannon down. And move up the other thing as such. Wild Riders to be able to countercharge any overrun or everything. Just Dryads up in support, and pretty passively with the War Dancers and the Wave Watchers. Same here, just kind of shovels up, get into the position. And over here, do not move up with Sisters, it's just too... They will get too close to the Bloodletters, so screw that. Warhawks move up to like threaten on the flank. And yeah, over to Magic Phase. I get a bunch of dice. I do not know what to cast. I'm throwing 3 dice on a Wyvern's Wild form. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called in 9th Age. On the Sisters, just like if they get charged, they're on toughness 4, strength 4, at least something. And I freaking miscast, and my level 2 dice. Yeah, you hear the laughter. Yeah. So I lost hatred and shooting attacks on the Dryads plus a level 2 wizard by myself without my opponent doing shit, so that kind of sucks. And in Shooting Phase, I pop Hail of Doom Arrow on the Blood Crushers and kill one only. I think the Warhawks actually got a wound through on the Blood Throne. And I got off like 2 wounds. I did 2 or 3 wounds on the cannon with the Sisters and the Wave Watchers combined, but that's about it. So over to Demon's turn 1, he uses his Harpies to charge the Sisters. I actually stood because I still thought he would charge with Chariot, but he didn't, so I didn't stand and shoot. Screw that. But I still believe I'm gonna kill him in close combat. I mean, I have 4+ ward save. I have strength 4 mounts. Bloody hell. Over here, it just reforms to kind of handle the threat of the Warhawks. And otherwise, he just moves up with the army in a single battle line. As you can see over here as well. And the Incarnate of Death just moves forward. Now, I was so close of making a big mistake here. I'll tell you about it in my turn, but if you're an old Wood Elf player, probably you can see what I want to do, but what's not good to do now in 9th Age. Probably a better picture. Disputable. He opens up with the cannon, he kills off a bunch of Eternal Guards. Nothing more. He aimed for my Lord, but deviated pretty good. It's a monocorn army, monochromosome. So he doesn't have any wizards, but he still has like a lot of magic rest and +2 to dispel because of. I think if you have monocorn, you get +1 to dispel for every banner you have in the army, something stupid like that. So he had pretty much to dispel, but he has nothing to cast. So that's why we're jumping over the magic phase every time with demons. And in close combat, he actually kills 1 sister, and I kill off 2 or 3. I don't know. I think it's 2 Furies, but I don't know if he wins or not. But we stick pillow fight. So over to my turn. Yeah, because his Furies move up on the flank. I move up the Dryads into the forest to kind of block his Bloodlayers. In hindsight, I don't know why I did that, but still, Dryads in the forest, they can hold them pretty long with the Fire Ward and Stubborn in the forest. If he charges, he won't get too many models in close combat. I do not think that they had. I think about the fact that it has 2 characters in there, and Khorne characters are pretty killy, as all of you probably know. Other than that, I just kind of shuffles up the Sentinels to shoot at Furies, Blade Dancers in the forest to kind of protect the flank of the Eternal Guards. And you can see it here, but I actually move up a bit with the Lord as well. The Dryads I moved to kind of bait the Incarnate of Death, so he would charge them instead of the War Dancers, which would have been, I don't know, they could probably have survived and maybe even get some tax back, but it's so much damage. The Way Watchers moved up out of line of sight of the Incarnate of Death. The thing is here, I wanted to charge him with the Wild Riders first because I thought, like, with old Wolf Book, yeah, I get to strike first, and then with strength 5 I can get some wounds through, yada yada, blah blah blah, but that's not the case, because always strikes first doesn't exist anymore, so he would actually be hitting first, and he would just annihilate those 5 Wild Riders without even catching his breath. I mean, yeah, that would have been such a stupid mistake. I'm happy Right, like a second before I was going to say charge, I realized it myself and was like, no, hell no. Hell no. Which actually brings me to another point that I'll take up in the end of the battle report, that how the hell do Wood Elves counter monsters? We'll get into that more deeply. Yeah, here you can see how my Lord moved up just behind the War Dancers. Now, whatever charge to War Dancers, if anything, they should probably hold with the 3-up ward save. They have sword and board, so they're ward skill 6 at -1 to hit with the 3-up ward save, so they should probably kind of. And they're stubborn in the forest, so they should hold against anything. Over here, I move up the Warhawks to threat the throne, as well as with the sisters. A bunch of poison attacks. There's a close-up from the Dryads. Yeah, stupid non-magnetized movement tray. So they just shove. They're in the forest. They're one inch away from the Bloodletters. Nothing happens in the magic phase. In the shooting phase, with the combined effort of the sisters and the Warhawks, I actually managed to kill the throne. So that's awesome. Too bad they're demons, so they're immune to psychology. Kill off 2 Furies with the Sentinels. I think the Way Watchers shot up. They shot at the Incarnate of Death and did not manage to do any wound whatsoever, so that sucks. In close combat, I kill off the remaining Furies, reform my sisters as such. And I do not know what happened here. Probably nothing. I think no, probably nothing. It's just not an overall picture. And here's the same picture, but with some with the Warhawks. Now the Warhawks are in a very good position. I mean, they can still do a bunch of damage. In my opinion, they're a bit weird balanced with 3 wounds, but only 1 attack each. They should be, in my opinion, it should be like 2 wounds a model with maybe 2 attacks each, or devastating charge. Kind of fits the fluff a bit better, in my opinion, but that's just me. Oh. So Demon's turn 2. He charges the Wave Watchers with the Warhounds and a Flea. He charges the Incarnate into the Dryads, just as I hoped. Oh yeah, in the magic phase I actually got off the spell where the Dryads counts as being in a forest, so they're actually stubborn. So as long as it doesn't kill everyone, they're stubborn, but yeah. He tries to redirect with his hounds into the Eternal Guards. He succeeds, but failed the charge, so they're just shuffling up. The Bloodletter charge the Dryads up there on to the left. The Blood Crushers charges the War Dancers. That's gonna hurt. He moves up his remaining 3 Furies to the flank of the Sentinels. He just moves up a little bit with the Bloodletters. This is a look on the left side. The cities were out of the line of sight, of course. Otherwise, I would never moved up with them. And here's how it looks on this side. No, I think actually... No, yeah, he just moves up. You can see his cannon is moving up on the top. You see his base there in the river. To kind of... I didn't think about that even. To shoot at the Wild Riders. Now, this is going to hurt. And here you can see that. Yeah, he shoots. The thing is now that with the cannon... it does not hit everyone. That's smaller than a monster. Now it actually it gets stuck if a model makes a save. I mean, it's still kind of no save, but the Wilders have a 6-up ward, and I actually made the ward on the 3rd guy or the 4th guy, so I still have 2 guys left, which is lucky me. And in combat, stupid Incarnate of Death annihilates Dryads before I can even hit back. To my surprise, he actually kills off all the War Dancers. I rolled that 3-up ward save like I don't know what. I failed like everyone. It was so insane, so insane. I still did like a few wounds on him. I still hit first. So, but still, that was not according to plan. And now, I don't know if you can see it on this picture, we had not a dispute, but we wondered how it would work out. As it is now, he overruns, and if he overruns, he actually hits the Eternal Guards before he hits the Lord. The they're so far to the flank, so it is a flank charge. Um, and when he closes the gap, he can't because he will get into contact with my lord, which would make it an impossible charge, I suppose. And I cannot close the gap because the lord is in the way. So we did not actually know how to play this. If it was an impossible charge or if he would like go into the front of the Eternal Guards, but I don't think that. Because as far as I know, you can't charge 2 units at the same time, especially not with 1 unit like being on the diagonal in base contact. It was a weird situation, so we rolled on it. I mean, we don't even roll it. He said, no, I'll just reform as this. Yeah, that's also my turn, but as you can continue. If any of you know how to actually play this out, please comment on that because we're actually at a loss here. We did not know what to do, so he just made it easy and reformed instead. So this is my turn 3. So yeah, and also in the Dryad unit, he kills off a bunch, but I'm still 4 left, and I'm stubborn and a stick. So over here, I charge the Warhawks into the flank of the Bloodletters, thinking of charging the Eternal Guards into the front and hoping to maybe not kill them, but get them down really, really, really low and make them pop a lot from the instability test. But I failed my charge with the Eternal Guard. I mean, I needed it was so silly. I needed a 5 or a 6, and I rolled a 4. Or what? I don't know. It was just out of the champion. I needed to roll 1 over the champion distance. So shit. So that kind of sucks. Donkey Dick. Now they're gonna get flank charged by the Blood Crushers, and it's gonna hurt as hell. And also the Wilders failed the frenzy test and had to charge a long charge to the Hounds, which I needed to roll a 10, and I rolled an 11, so I got in there. I did not know what to think about that. I'll probably kill a few, but he's gonna kill me in the end. Other than that, I move my Lord away from harm. The Waywatchers rally. I'm just gonna shoot some stupid shit. Yeah, this is I think this is my sisters and the... no, this is my sisters. Yeah, I rolled with the sisters. I got 3 poison on his cannon. I got 3 poison out of 10 shots. Oh, this is the other unit of sisters. Still, it's 1 unit of sisters shooting at the cannon. I have 10 shots. I got 3 poison. That's pretty good. And out of those, I actually made 1 wound. So I had 4 wounds on him. He has 2 wounds left, I believe. They are armor piercing, so he's on a 5-up, 5-up. He fails all his 5-up saves. And here you see his roll on his ward save. He saved all 4 of them. Fucking it's just so silly, so silly. And over to combat, he kills off everyone except for the champion in Dryads. The Warhawks just kills off a bunch. He still has 2 wounds. He loses combat, but he's steadfast, and he doesn't crumble. And he crumbled 1, 2 or something. So that's gonna be... I know about this fight. I mean, the Warhawks doesn't have the grind ability, so we'll see what happens there. And yeah, the Wilders kills off 1 Warhound and does a wound to another. I fluffed my attacks as a motherfucker. Shit. He reforms, so he's gonna get a lot more attacks to me in the next turn. Oh yeah, this is where I moved my other unit of sisters. Bloody hell. So Demon's turn 5, he charges me through the stupid, what's it called, a river. He has 1 wound left. 1 stupid wound left. He has 4 dices, the Danish Strain, he makes them all. I have a standing shoot. I get no poison and no wounds on that, so yeah, he's actually gonna get his impact hits on me. That sucks. And yeah, he boasts the Incarnate of Death, and the Blood Crushers charges the flank of my Eternal Guards. That's not good. And in combat phase, he rolled a 6 on the impact hits. he did 6 wounds, and I failed 5 ward saves. So, yeah, fuck that. Sisters are dead. It's still 100 point, but fuck. Over here, I'm in a challenge with this, not this BSP, but this other Naked Herald with my champion, and we just pillow fight each other. I've done 1 wound to this BSP before when we were in base contact, and now I'm with this other unit, with this other Herald, and we both just fluff our attacks or saves, the ward saves like a bow, so they do nothing on each other. And the Warhawks kill off another few. He gets 1 wound off, 1 or 2 wounds off on the Warhawks. I still win combat, and he crumbles by like 1 or something. And yeah, over here, his Incan of Death just massacres the Eternal Guards. The Blood Crushes, not that much. But still, I managed to reform, and his Incarnate got out of combat because he killed off so many. And I reformed as such, so now my BSB is in base contact with the Blood Crushers. At the time, I did not actually think about the BSB and Halberd. I had to look him up when I was doing my hits later, and I saw what I had, and it made me pretty happy. And my turn 4. What is my turn 4? Ah, yeah, everything is close combat. I can shoot at anything. So yeah, close combat kills off the Dryad and some, the Warhawk, but I still do some wounds to him. I think he actually won the combat this time, but I stuck. But as you can see, his Blood Letter unit is pretty depleted by now. Maybe I even kill his BSB. Yeah, his BSB died from something. I don't know what. Yeah, the last Warhawk actually could hit his BSB, and I hit the BSB, and I actually killed him, so that was awesome. And over here, the Wild Riders died from the Huns at last, and my sisters managed to shoot off the last wound of the cannon, so that's nice. And yeah, over here, oh my god, my Captain got to go first. He has the Kindred, has 4 attacks. I hit with all of them. I'm still standing with the majority footprint in the forest. So I on strength 5, wounding on 3s, rerolling once. I get 3. I got 3 wounds through, and he gets no armor save. He has his ward save, but I still have the banner which gives me whole attacks. So we reroll those ward saves, and he didn't break anyone. So those 3 wounds convert into 6 wounds. So I killed only the BSB, killed off 2 blood crushes by himself, and then the rest of the unit killed off the last one. So yeah, that's awesome.
Sweet.
And then I reformed. That's why the banners, I'm kind of conga lining them towards the Bloodthirster or Incarnate of Death. So they're actually facing downwards now, with the BSB in the 2nd rank. Just trying to hold off that stupid Incarnate of Death as long as they can. So over to Demon's turn 4, he charges his Bloodhounds into firstly my Lord, and I flee. He redirects and charges the Waywatchers, and I flee, and they get this close to the board. Still makes it though, so it's awesome. He moves up the Blood Layers. No, the banner's not died, it's just badly balanced. Yeah, and my Sentinels have moved up. I forgot the picture of that. My Sentinels actually moved down to the edge of the board to get like as far away from them as possible and out of sight of the Bloodthirster or Incarnate of Death. In combat phase, yeah, he kills off like everything except the champion and the BSB. He just hits the unit and annihilates them. I still have the champion though, and I still have the BSB, so I'm still stubborn and leadership 10-rollable because I have the banner of discipline on the Sentinels, which are within 12, and I still have my BSB, so yeah, that's awesome. So over to Wilderness turn 5, I move up like this. I'm out of the arc of the Bloodthirster, but I'm still in the forest, and I'm out of the arc of the Bloodletters on to the left. Now, we believe this was turn 6 when we played this, so I played it like it was turn 6, and so did he. We did not actually count the turns that much, and a bunch of beer later, you kind of forget the numbers. Over here I moved the sisters to shoot at the hounds. Both the Way Watchers and the Lord rallies and just faces the hounds. Over here I threw a spell. I can't remember what it was. Through Regrowth. I don't know what the new name is. On the Warhawks, Irresistible Force, kill off a bunch of Sentinels, took a wound on the Wizard, but nothing more than that, so still worth it. Which means I'm 2 birds now. Oh yeah, last combat he reformed like this, of course, since the Dries are dead. So this is after combat, I believe. I killed off a few. He did some wounds to me. He actually killed one of the birds, so 1 bird left, the champion left. So I fled. He decided to just reform like this. And in his turn, of course, he charges the scouts. Now I challenged with my champion. No, with my champion. On the Bloodletter, he did fluff a little bit since he only had his attacks. He took a Thunderstomp, but I was still on like a 6 or 7 roll ball on my BSB, and I actually stuck. So that was according to plan. So that's my BSB and his Incarnate of Death there. In his turn, he charges the flank of the Sentinels. I did not think too much about that. I would hope my Warhawk would actually stick for another turn, but what can you do? And that Warhawk to the left is just a casualty, so you know. The battle is here, yeah, this is just the overall picture. And in close combat, yeah, of course, in my turn I shot the Warhounds. Forgot to take a picture of that as well, but I got them down to 3 left. I mean, it was the Way Watchers, it was the Sisters, it was the Sentinels, everything that could shoot shot at them, and so I get them down to below half, which gives me half the points of the unit, which is pretty nice. In close combat, he just annihilates my BSB. What can I do against that stupid freak of a monster? In the other combat, I challenged with my champion. He accepted with his Herald or Harbinger. I think he killed my champion, but then only 1 guy could hit my wizard. Didn't do any wound. I did no wounds to him, but I was still stubborn at least 10 in the forest. So I still stuck. Now, we thought it was turn 6. That's why we're ending the game right over here. So yeah, really hard game. I mean, that Incarnate of Death, what the fuck can I do against that?
Insane.
I mean, he's still toughness 6 with 6 wounds. He has a 3-up armor save, 5+ ward, and besides that, he can regain a wound on a 3+ or 2+ in after every phase, because let's face it, he's always gonna do a wound, which makes him regain a wound, and without the armor piercing on normal poison arrows, it's so freaking hard to get through that 3+ wards, 3+ armor save, and then also a 5+ ward save. It's just insane. Also on the cannon with a 4-up save. I mean, also with a 4-up save, it's hard. I still got some wounds through, but it's still really hard. So when I don't have any monsters myself, I mean, what the hell am I going to take to actually kill the Bloodthirster or the Incarnate of Death? That's my biggest concern right now with this Woodless list. How to actually effectively kill monsters. Yeah, you can always have a bunch of poison arrows, but the effort it would take and the point cost it would take to actually summon that kind of shooting from this army would take like half the armor's points to just get the poison attacks you need to kill off that monster. So I'm really at a loss there. Even if I have a 3-man, he's gonna kill the 3-man like a little pile of twigs before I can even hit him. So I do not even know how to manage the monsters so far. I'll have to think about that. So that's what I meant when And if you have any solutions or any like recommendations, please comment and tell me, because as I see it right now, monsters with good armor save is gonna be like the hardest thing for Wood Elves to kill. In even high armor, I think about knights. We still have armor piercing in close combat, and we're actually really good in close combat. And I mean, if you're up against Britannia, yeah, you can probably get your wilders into a flank charge on a bus. It's still -4, no -3 in armor save. You can still take perforating arrows on the Wave Watchers or on Blade Guards, which is not really that effective, but pretty much they go from a 1+ to a 4+. So yeah, they're still gonna do a bunch of wounds, but I mean against high toughness targets with armor save, even and in this case this is the worst case scenario. They even have a ward save. I mean it's not impossible, but it's really hard. So if you have any solutions to how to manage big monsters with armor save and ward save, please tell me. That's the big weakness I see in the Wood Elves. At least the list I go with this time. But over to the match again. We counted the points, and he won by 50 victory points, which is meaning it's a tie. So yeah, a tie. It's not a loss, but it's not a win. But yeah, I was actually pretty happy about that, because it felt like I failed with all my strategies, and his stupid Incarnate of Death could just annihilate whatever he wanted. So yeah, I don't know what to think about the Wood Elves. I need to try this list again. I'm not gonna form an opinion based on one game only, because that's not really accurate. So I need to play this list a few times to see what's good, what's bad, what could be better, what should be better, how to counter different things, especially the monster. I mean, even if I got like Amber Spear on the wizard, I mean, he's still toughness 6. I need to throw the big one. But he's still a 5+ ward save with Magic Rest 2 or 3 or whatever stupid Incarnate of Death have. I mean, it's still a 3+ ward save. Yeah, I don't know how to kill it, to be honest. Previously it would have been Poison Arrows in the bunch. I mean, Siege of Twilight and Orion, as I played a lot before. They could take down any monster together, which they should when they're combined almost 800. No, it's 600 points for Orion, and they're almost 900 points together if you have the Siege on the Eagle. So they should be able to take down any monster together. But yeah, I do not know how to do this. And he also had, was it the Warp Shield that did maybe? That any magic weapons counts as a mundane weapon when you fight against the Bloodthirster in close combat. So the Beastbane Halberd was worthless. And besides that, he got to hit before my BSB hit, and of course he just annihilated the BSB with all his like 7 or 8 attacks or whatever the fuck he had. On weapon skill 9, strength 7. I mean, what the hell could survive that? Oh, it's just so silly. So yeah, either nerf the Incarnate of Death or give Wood Elves some meaning of killing it, please. No, I'm just being silly, but yeah, I feel like we need something for those mega targets. That's toughness 6 with armor save, with ward save. We need something more than poison arrows without armor piercing. Hopefully, poison arrows with armor piercing. So yeah, that's everything for this one. Please like and subscribe because it's awesome. And catch you on the next one.
Bye, guys.